What if I tell you that today I am going to give some gold coins? I am trying to spot to whom to give. Are you ready to take these gold coins? It's a bit heavy. Who was this? Yes, you are going to get it. Can anyone tell how many of these are there in this? 35? Little more. 50, little more. 150. 150. What did I say? It's 86,400. Really? Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. And why I chose this number? Any guesses? Number of seconds. Every day we all wake up with 86,400 gold coins, which we cannot carry forward the next day. These are the gold coins all of us get. But some people are in the top 5% and others are at the bottom 5%. Definitely they are doing something which we are going to discuss today. Who wants to be in the top 5%? I still don't see few hands are raising up. You don't want to be on top 5% in your game, whatever you are doing. Of course, all of us want to be. And the secret of being on top 5% is, any idea? Stop behaving like bottom 5%. Most of us want to be on top 5%, but we behave like bottom 5%. What do? We wake up in the morning, take the phone and see which dog is pooping or the cat is dancing or the bird is singing or what my friend had for his dinner or who broke up with whom or who's hooking up with whom. That's what we are doing. We are thinking like bottom 5%, but we are expecting to be at the top 5%. So the secret of being at top 5% is start behaving like top 5%. Simple. Life is very simple. We have made it very complex. Want to be there? Just start behaving like one. And that's what we are going to discuss today. I'm going to share with you efficiency and productivity strategies. Efficiency is all about utilizing your resources optimally. Productivity is about thinking about future, how much you can produce in less number of time. That's it. And I'm going to share 8 strategies with you. Why 8? Any idea why 8? Think, why? Not 5, why not 6, why not 10, why 8? Because it takes around 8 minutes, 20 seconds for sunlight to reach Earth. Again, it varies from 8 minutes to 2 seconds to 8 minutes to 20 seconds. So that's why 8 is like the average time which it takes sunlight to reach to Earth. And nothing is more productive than the light, right? So that's why we are going to use 8 strategies. 4 of them for efficiency and 4 of them for productivity. And there is a surprise at the end. So please pay attention. And I want your attention for next 25 minutes because if you give that, I'm going to share strategies which is going to change trajectory of your success in next year. 2026 will be the best year of your life. Just give me attention for next 25 minutes. Have you heard about the circadian rhythm? Just raise hand if you have heard about the circadian rhythm. What is it?
Sleep cycle.
Sleep cycle. It's a biological clock which regulates 24 hours of your life. How you wake up, what time you wake up, what time you sleep, what is the body temperature, how is the digestion, everything is controlled by it. And it starts ticking the moment you wake up in morning. And it keeps on going. So when you wake up, you will be awake for say 10 hours. After 10 hours, you will start feeling sleepy. So everything is controlled by that. Do you know about the chronotype? Chronotype is very important. In 2013, McKinsey did a research for 10-year-long research was done by McKinsey. They took top performers and high-end executives they studied their behavior for next 10 years and found that somehow intuitively these people have identified their chronotype and circadian rhythm. And they were making something called as a peak performance window or personal peak performance window. I'll repeat it because this is not the well-being thing, but this is a high performance strategy. Personal peak performance window. They identified it, and when they work on that, they are 5 times more productive. And when I say 5 times means they don't do 5 times more work. But same person, like Neetu is speaking, 5 Neetus are working at the same time. They are that much productive. So you want to know which is your circadian rhythm and unique chronotype? If you know that, you can be 5 times more productive. Whatever you are doing, you can do just faster than anybody else. So let's understand that first. There are 3 types of chronotypes. The first one is, which all parents want their kids to be, but kids don't want to be like that one. That is a morning type. Who likes to wake up early in the morning and go for jogging? That's great. So you're in the first category. That is a morning type. They love to wake up in morning. They want to sleep around 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock. They are very productive during the first 3 hours of the day. They want to do all the difficult tasks during the day. The next one is biphasic. Biphasic is they are productive either in the morning or the late evening. Their body keeps adjusting that. And the best part is that they need a sleep in afternoon. So 20 to 30 minutes of sleep will make them more productive. So if you are falling into this category, make sure you take a 20 to 30 minute nap. And if you have any high stake task, do 30 minutes after taking the nap. And you see your productivity will be at its peak. And the last one is evening type. Evening type is those who are productive after 7 o'clock. So if you are going for a networking event and somebody is highly enthusiastic, means that person is an evening type. Morning type person will be sitting in corner and just having some coffee to get some energy. Now, one interesting question I have. Do you know the percentage of distribution? How all human beings are distributed in this? It's quite interesting. It has a reason for 7 million years of our evolution. 25% are morning type, 25 to 30%, 50 to 60% is biphasic, and the evening type is around 20 to 25 again. Why? After today, ask everything. Why? Why things are happening the way they are happening? So, why we have this distribution? The reason is in our evolution. Just think for a second. Human is the most fragile, vulnerable animal in entire animal kingdom. If we all sleep at the same time and wake up at the same time, saber-toothed tiger would have killed half of our species, right? So we need somebody who can be the watchdog at the night, who is taking care in the early morning, who is taking care in the afternoon. So that's a nature's way of preventing and safeguarding our species. And that's why we all are different. Again, it varies from age group. Teenagers, their hormones don't like them to sleep early in the morning. They want to be awake very late and wake up late. So that's perfectly fine. Old people, again, they are awake at night. They want to wake up in the morning. And it depends on the culture also. Some cultures, they like to have night parties. Some want to have daytime more, like waking up and doing meditation, all those things. But by and large, 25, 50, 25. That's the distribution you have. Now, I want you to take 10 seconds to find what is your unique chronotype. Just think about it. And I'm going to ask question. Please raise hand if you're a morning person. Please raise hand if you're like biphasic. Others are still thinking, where are we? And the last one, evening. Yes, so now you know your chronotype. You know when you have to do the most critical task. Start behaving like top 5% and know your chronotype. Do most critical tasks there. So next time if Ted invites me that, Neetu, you want to give a keynote? He asked me, can we move you to morning time? I said, yes, I love it because I'm a morning person. I'm a bit low at afternoon time. I'm okay to do, but yeah, I'm a bit low for that. So when you know your chronotype, you can perform at your peak. Now the next thing is, how many decisions do we make in a day? Any idea? Just find yes, something. Just throw some numbers at me. 2,000, little more. Million, that is too much. We have to come down the hill. 5,000. 35,000 decisions we make, average human being makes in a day. It's too much for brain, right? And out of them, 95% is taken care by subconscious mind. Whether to lift this glass, how to carry this one, do I want these gold coins or not? All these decisions are done by subconscious. Only 5% is done by conscious mind. So what is the 5% of 35,000? All entrepreneurs, please give me answer. 7,500. That's too much. Sorry, 1,750. Yeah, that's still a lot, right? So what are we going to do about it? You wake up in the morning and your energy is full. Your jar is full. Brown color has nothing to do. I thought it would be a little brighter, so I just added tea powder to it. That's it. Brown has no significance here right now. Your energy is full. You wake up. That's great. That's wonderful. Yay, I'm excited. I'm going to do this thing, that thing. And then my Instagram pops up. And I see which dog has pooped, which cat is dancing, which friend had dinner at the night. Then I see, yay, I'm going to do all this work. I check old messages. Then my Instagram starts scrolling. Then what am I going to do? I go and LinkedIn and check. Oh my God, people have not liked my LinkedIn post. Do I repost or not? Then we go to our competitor and check their page and they say, they are getting more likes than me. They are having more views than me. What am I going to do? Let me check some songs, I'll feel better. What is the new latest release is there? And this is my condition. Is half the glass is done. All my energy has gone. But I'm still not done. I want to be on top 5%, but I want to behave like bottom 5%. I'm driving on Sheikh Zayed Road. Somebody cut across my car. I'm frustrated. I'm cursing that person. I'm cursing the entire system. Gone. I see the coffee. The office boy who has made the coffee for me, the sugar is less. And this person doesn't know even I'm the boss and I want coffee in certain way. How that person can do? I don't know. This person doesn't know me about anything. Then my secretary comes, gives a report. I asked you to bring it tomorrow. Yesterday, why you did not bring it? Gone. I'm left with only this much energy. And now I have to make critical strategic decision on which the future of my business depends. Only this much is left. That's what we are going to do. The more decisions we make, the more decision fatigue we have. And it's real. So try to minimize decision making, which is not important for your future or present. Just outsource it, give it to somebody. It's okay to live with a coffee which is little more sweet or little less sweet. It's okay. Don't shout at them, don't waste any of your energy. Just before coming here, I was sitting there, I was not talking to anyone. Why? Because I want all my energy to be here. So I was just reserving all my energy. So you have to decide how much energy you want to put on yourself. You want to waste it with stones or you want to have the full jar to utilize that. Now, how to minimize decision fatigue? Any ideas?
Don't make decisions.
Don't make decisions. Let secretary make. It's okay. We can start another business. Yes, high five. Any other thoughts? What else can we do? Think. Routine. Yes, I love you. What's your name? Matt. Let's clap for Matt once. Routine. Set a routine. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to make choice every day. You can say, okay, every day I'm going to have avocado with toast for next 5 days. Finish. You don't have to think what breakfast should I take, what accessories should I put, what shoes I will be wearing, or what nail paint I should put. We don't have to think about that. Another way. Any idea? Okay, let me give some clues to you. Steve Jobs. What do you give? Same outfit. Why? Because he did not want to waste time in choosing what dress should I wear. Does these shoes go with this trouser or this thing or not? So there are small things which top 5% do to minimize decision making. They have choices to buy the best range of clothes, but they are not doing it. Why? Because they want to create something like Apple. So you decide, you want to shout at someone who has cut across your car on the Sheikh Zayed Road, or your office boy or your secretary, or you want to use that to create something, some big brand like Apple. It's up to you where you want to do. Reduce the decision fatigue, it's real. The next strategy is metrics. We all know about that, it's a 2x2 matrix. So we have the importance and urgency. You would have seen this thing somewhere, right? So if something is important and urgent, house on fire, of course, we have to do, no other choice. The next one is low important. Less urgent but important. Yes, we have to do, make a routine as Mac mentioned. Somebody else's target line, your friend's wedding is there and you are invited. Do you really want to go for that? Send the gift, send wishes. You don't have to waste your time for that. Until and unless you have 2 jars filled up with the bottle, then it's okay. But we have the finite energy and finite life. And the last one, neither urgent nor important. So we will not do that. But is this matrix enough? Do you think something is missing in this?
Yes.
What is that? The missing part is significance. Something can be urgent, something can be important, but is it aligned with my future goals? If it's not aligned with my future goals, why am I even doing it? Right? So that's why I have added the third matrix, third dimension to that. That is the significance. Check urgency, check important, but the most important thing is it aligned with my next 10 years goals? If it is not aligned, don't do it. It's very simple. People will hate you, but that's okay. You're answerable for your dreams. They are not answerable for your dreams. So you have to make choices sometimes. By the way, every 6 months I do this exercise. I go to my WhatsApp, go to my LinkedIn and remove people, those who are not aligned with my goal. And I'm perfectly fine with that one. Why? Because what's the point of having them in my network if they are not adding any value to me, I'm not adding any value to them. So it's okay. You cannot be in good books of everyone. If you're in good books of everyone, you're in not good books of anybody. So just make your choices. Another thing, no matter what you do, you will be villain in someone's story. Just make sure you're not villain in your own story. I'll repeat, this is so important. No matter what you do, you will be villain in someone else's story for sure. Just make sure you're not villain in your own story. So make sure of that. The next strategy is focus. Focus is a big problem. Can anyone tell me what is the focus span we are having currently?
5 seconds.
5 seconds, yes. Not more than that. And do we criticize social media for that? Okay, let me break that myth. Human always had 5 to 10 seconds focus span. Why? Because of amygdala. This is the prefrontal cortex of our brain. This is amygdala. It's a paranoid security guard. Its job is to protect you. So what it will do? Every 5 minutes, every few seconds, it will just run a radar and check, am I alone? Am I logged? Am I safe in this space? So anyways, your brain was doing, but now we found social media to blame it. That's it. Human being was always like that. So how to have a focus? There's a focus funnel. Please take photographs, share with everybody. It's going to help you. Plan. Plan your day. If you're not planning, you cannot do things. So plan your day, take your Outlook calendar, block it, color code it so that you know this is what you have to do. Then prioritize. You cannot do everything. Finite energy we have, so prioritize what you have to do. Then the next one is eliminate. Leadership is all about eliminating, not adding. If you want to be a strategic leader, just see 90% things you remove. Leave only 10%, which is the most important thing. Eliminate. After that, automate. AI is there, it can help us. Delegate. We all know about this. And the last one is concentrate. But there is a smart element is coming here. Any guesses what that smart element is? Procrastinate. If something is not very urgent, not important, not aligned, still you cannot automate, you have to do it. It's okay to just procrastinate, and I call this procrastination on purpose. Just procrastinate that, delay it. Okay, I'm going to do next month. Let me see if it really makes sense next month or not. If it doesn't make sense next month, again I'm going to avoid it. So just procrastinate on purpose. So this is the focus funnel. Just take photograph. Later you can go through that. The next is 80-20 principle. Who has heard about that? It comes from Six Sigma actually. 80-20, our life is, it represents everything in our life. Most of the time, like if we talk about dresses, 80% of the time we use only 20% of our wardrobe. Just because we like it, it's comfortable, somebody loved one has given. 80% of the things which are there in our wardrobe are just sitting there for some special occasion which we wear once in a year, then again keep it back. So it's very simple. Why as an entrepreneur it's important for you? Your 80% of revenue is coming from 20% of customers. Do you know who are those 20% customers? In fact, there is a saying in sales, the 90% decisions are done only by 5% features. Do you know your 5% features, those who are driving 90% of sales decision? If you don't know, it's high time you start finding it. On your mobile, just take out your mobile. So many apps are there. Do we use all of them? We hardly use 20% of that. So just go back today and check what is your pattern. You will find that 80% of decisions, 80% of important things are coming only for 20%. Why as an entrepreneur it's important for you to know? if you focus only on that 20%, you can get 80% results. You don't have to put energy everywhere. You just have to put energy at something which is really, really, really important. Right? So just I'll give you 5 seconds to think. Run through your life and see what are the customers, those who are giving me 80% business. What are the features of my product or service that are driving 80% of revenue for me? What are the problems? The customer complaints, 80% of complaints come only from 20% of issues. If I fix those 20% of issues, it's not going to, I'll solve 80% of my problems. Right? So just think about it. Okay, I'll quickly run through this one. So these are the 4 of the strategies which we have discussed. Can I take 10 minutes more? Is it okay? Okay, I need one volunteer from you quickly, please, if you can come. By the time they're discussing, they can give me 10 minutes or not. Just one person, please, come quickly. Not very difficult. Yes, please, come. What I want you to do is that I want you to say 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Yes, as fast as you can. Please come. What's your name?
Mariam.
Mariam, let's clap for Mariam. Okay, 1 to 10 as fast as you can.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Wonderful. Can you say ABCD till say F or Z? Yeah.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T.
Yes, that's great. That's great. Now I want all of you to do it as she is doing that. Now I want you to do A1, B2, C3, D4 as fast as you can.
Okay. So A1, B2, C3,
Yes. Help her.
E5, F. This is so.
It's difficult, right? Thank you so much, Mariam. Thank you so much. This is what the multitasking is. Don't do multitasking. Don't do multitasking because it slows down your productivity. So try this activity. Whosoever is in favor of multitasking, rather you can do the parallel processing. Do I have 10 minutes? No? Okay, fine. So the hyperbolic discounting breaks bigger task into the smaller task because your brain secretes dopamine and that gives you enough energy to just go ahead and do things. Okay, this story I want to take just 2-3 minutes. I'll take. Anybody from Argentina here? Okay, this person, his name is Juan Manuel. In 1950, he was one of the fastest car racer, and in Morocco, in Monaco, there was a car race going on. What happened that after the second lap, there was a tunnel and all the cars were crashed. 9 cars were crashed over there. So this person just stopped before the tunnel. Somehow intuitively he knew that there is a crash there. Any ideas? How did he know? Because of his peripheral view. He not only learned driving and mastered it, but he read a lot of books and he found when there is a problem, people don't look straight, they look like this. And when thousands of people looking like this, the peripheral view changes. And that's what saved him from that big accident. So why this story is important? Because no matter what you are doing, you can always stretch a little bit and learn more than others to stay ahead of your competition. This is another story. Okay, I'll quickly say. These are the statistics of Andre Agassi and Boris Becker. One of them is a better player than the other. No, they were at par. But somehow, Andre Agassi figured out the body language of Boris Becker. Did you notice something? When he serves in the left, his tongue goes to left. When he serves in the right, his tongue goes to right. And Andre Agassi knew before even the serve has come, and that was an advantage for him. So, if you put extra effort, you will be always ahead of your competition. This is winning by nose. 5 by 5 we have done. 5%. I'm just rushing up, so I'll not talk about that. Okay, let's do just one more minute. Last one it is. I want you to stretch your hand as much as you can. Just stretch your hand as much as you can, the maximum of it. Okay, now relax. Now again stretch as much as you can. Just do it one more time and stretch it little more. All are able to do, right from where this 5% has come. Because you wanted it to be there. So no matter when you see it's my peak performance, still you can do 5% extra. Your body will support that. return on time investment. Wherever you're investing your time, think before investing that. And that's it from my side. We learned 8 strategies here. Last one we couldn't do some activity, but that's okay. So success is the result of constant efforts, not just one time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
We hear that again from Neetu Chowdhury, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo. That was super exciting, insightful.
Yeah, I want to take this chance to talk a little bit about the KT Plus 150 elevator pitch contest. And what was our philosophy behind this, right? I found that even people who don't have a startup, a lot